welcome you all back. Yes, welcome with a wave. Everyone back to
Howdy ho.
Howdy ho. To be seen on the Dis Dungeon Podcast Network. I'm Joe Dove, and with me as always to shed light on all these ghosts. B Money.
B Money.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
Doing all right. How you doing?
I'm good. We went back to jolly old UK, but before we get into that, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell.
Yes, ring our bell.
When you ring that bell, ring that bell, ring that bell.
One thing I want to tell everyone during this podcast, you probably will be hearing me sniff because my allergies are going crazy, and I hate when you're watching a video and that's all you hear. So, and so my apologies at the beginning.
It's actually all the cocaine. No,
just that's our secret between us.
Just make sure to bring Hetty some
high quality
cocaine. We are actually not in the U.S. coast. We are in the UK. We are talking about Ghosts Series 2, Episode 4, Redding Weddy. And that's because of the way Mike had screwed it up.
Ready Weddy.
Yeah. Yes. This is a fun one, and let's get into First Glance. All right.
It's fun, but I also thought it was a little melancholy as well.
Very melancholy, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a couple things I want to get into once we get to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allison and Mike grapple with the latest obstacle, nailing them down and an event booking. But they are stymied by the captain's past coming back to haunt him. Yeah, this whole episode was like, just tell them that there's an experimental weapon. You're dead. They don't care. You know what I mean? Like, they'd probably have to get a specialist to kind of take that out properly.
I think he was thinking more along the lines that secret letter he wrote to Havers that he put in the box. That was more of the explosion he was trying to avoid.
Oh, I thought it was the actual bomb.
Well, that too, but I think for him, the other would have been more destructive to him because he lived in a time where he couldn't be out. Yeah. And so that would, like Isaac. Well, I'll say what I was going to hold on to later before I forget. In our show, in the first season, at least, I think the first half of it, they kind of made light of Isaac not realizing everyone else knows he's gay, and they kind of play it as a joke.
Yeah.
And I remember that what's his name? Brian plays our Isaac.
Brian sounds good, but I can find out because I have the internet.
We're heading all of her Stable Boy videos. Anyhow,
his name is Brandon Scott Jones.
So close.
So you got the B right.
Yeah.
B Money, Brandon, Billy, all the B's.
The B's. Brandon went to the two Joes who produce our shows, and he was asking them, well, how long is this going to go on? Because he gets it up to a certain point, it's going to become a joke about him being gay instead of,
hiding it.
Yeah, because he didn't want it to become the joke. He wanted it to be the arc to where it leads to him being a little more comfortable with it. And that's what apparently they told Brandon, because he was concerned because he didn't want to be his sexuality be the brunt of every joke that he's involved in. And I noticed on this one, on the UK, they don't really do that. There's a couple, side eyes here and there, but nothing to the degree I think that the US did.
Did you know he's actually one of the Upright Citizens Brigade?
Who?
Brandon, our Isaac, our captain. Upright Citizens Brigade is one of the well-known improv comedy shows that they do in New York City.
Oh, okay.
A lot of big people came from that group,
including like him. Groundlings in Chicago.
Yeah, exactly. So very cool to know that.
A lot of the actors say on our show that they do a lot of improv, even though they go by the script. They're not so rigid where they can't try some of their improv and see if it fits in or if it's going to work.
Yeah.
because
Makes sense.
he got paid to have to do improv at the Sheridan. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, these are fresher in my mind because I just watched that one last night.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is your like cuddle show, right? This is your go-to?
It is. It used to
Yeah.
be Golden Girls, and then
Oh
that I
wow.
got burned out on that, and
Yeah.
now it's been Ghost for a couple of years now since my heart
Wow.
attack, and that
Yeah.
really, like I'd said before, it helped me kind of get through it, and
Right.
it's kind of stuck. And I
Wow.
just love the writing. I love everything about it. The I even like the lighting, if that's not too far in the weeds.
No, it's not because this show, the UK version, is very dark. The
Yeah.
lighting reminds me of TNG in the 90s, where it almost looks like they put Vaseline on the lens, and you're like, why did they
Yeah.
make it so smoky? You know what I mean? It's like, is
Yeah.
there always smoking in this? But yeah, let's get into the thick of it.
Okay.
So this episode is a play on it's a captain focused episode,
Mhm.
and it's a play on buried secrets.
Ooh, yeah, buried
Yeah,
secrets. I like
buried
that.
secrets. Yeah. Of course, the one that he wants you to remember is the letter. I mean, my co-host, B Money, and that's the secret that he had feelings for his. Was that his lieutenant?
Yes, I believe.
Yeah,
Haver.
his lieutenant, who ended up probably going to get killed because he went to Africa to fight in World War II, and I know Rommel obliterated the British Army
Oh, I didn't know that.
in Africa. Yeah, Rommel
Who
was the
was Jerry? Because they said they might get a shot at Jerry. Because that's what the closed caption said when they were talking at the window, that and he told the captain he was leaving,
Mhm.
or the British were coming. Yeah, we might get a chance to shoot at Jerry. I don't know. Was that a nickname
I
for
guess it's a
whoever?
nickname for the Germans.
Oh,
You
okay.
know, I would assume. I mean, I really don't know. If you're a historian and you know, comment below. Let
Yeah,
us know.
please let us know.
All I can tell you is Rommel was the Desert Fox, and he was the most cunning general. It took Patton and one of the best British generals together to kind of stop him because his plans were so fierce. And they called him the Desert Fox because he knew how to use the desert in his favor. And he was just murdering. Like the Germans were going to take over the world with him. He was coming from the south. If he didn't get stopped, he would have come from the south north, would have taken over Portugal and Spain. They already had France. So he was going to come from the north. So they were going like, I think like Egypt and everything going this way, going west to go up north and then like kind of surround everybody. They would, if their plan didn't get stopped, for sure it would have been over. But yeah, there's your history lesson for the day. But yeah, basically this guy was going off to die for sure because Rommel was just completely obliterating people. Then I think there was like some maverick British soldiers that went down there too and just obliterated some of the German. But I'm getting too much into history, not into the show.
I'm not much of a history buff. They always say it repeats itself, so why pay attention the first time?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that seems to be the tell time of the American Legion right now.
The American Legion.
Yeah, everybody that's a soldier is a Legion. Yeah, so in this one, so he buried the secret letter to the gentleman that he had emotions for, his feelings for. And I remember that ghostly, like him looking out the window and seeing the guy like wave goodbye and then disappearing. And I was like,
and that was,
I was like, wait, did he die but he's only invisible in that spot? And then I went, no, he left. And
it was his memory.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that the lieutenant shared feelings with him, or was it just one-sided?
No, I think it was mutual.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure because they were kind of, vague about it for the most part.
They were vague, but the way he looked back at him, the way like he was like shy about telling him that he was leaving, like it kind of was almost like, hey, I want to go and get in the front line or whatever. And it was almost like he wanted him to go, no, you should be with me. We'll work on this project together. And he wanted him to like jump in there and keep him there. And then, spend more time with him. But
I was hoping it was that. I just wasn't
sure. That's what I got from it. I don't know about you, but
I was leaning there, but I wasn't sure if I was putting more into a look than not.
No. I think it was.
Yeah. It was just very sad.
Yeah. Very sad. the story here in current present time, because this is a big flashback episode. Most of the season is actually is they're getting ready for a wedding venue, and they show this person this what is a wedding planner, this their house, and it's stunning, and they managed to clean up a lot on the inside. And he was like, "Oh, and we got to go out to the garden because you need a great garden." And you go, "Oh my god!" And the place is like a disaster.
Yeah, junkyard.
So had to clean it up. Yeah. So, Pat, he was tasked to keep everybody busy so that Allison could focus and work with Mike to clean up the backyard, so that the entire house could be wedding ready. Now I did it. Wedding ready. Huh? Yeah. See, you did it. Yeah, nobody could do it. Right.
On our show, Pete is similar, where he can be the guard for Sam and Jay when they want alone time.
Right.
He won't let them through the door or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of similar with that characteristic.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's a big Top Gun fan too.
Yes.
So I found that to be funny. As if. So yeah, they basically, there's a fight between Julian and Thomas. Because they want to watch whatever it is on television. And then my favorite part is they are talking about the moon landing, and then Robin goes, "Huh? Luna? No, Muna? No," and then they showed him that, but they showed him on YouTube, and the algorithm, the way it is, you show one moon video, it goes into like the most obscure ones sometimes. And that's probably how you stumbled on our show. Yay!
I liked how Julian said that he didn't see it originally because he was working on his own moon landing.
I had 3 women at the same time.
With him, the actor's really good.
Yeah.
But he comes off as creepy in that way. A smarmy politician. Yeah. Whereas Trevor, he can be that a little bit, but he's not one that you'd be uncomfortable being around, even with his pants off. But Julian...
Yeah. I mean, Julian is very good at being a creep because he's a politician. Yeah. And that's definitely how they were. And
Trevor wasn't a politician.
Right. Trevor was
so that makes a big difference.
A broker boy.
Yeah. Lehman Brothers.
Yeah. So that's what that was all about. But for sure the little side stories that all came together. They were finally we're going to hear from Mary and her witch trial, because they wanted to finally get to other stories, because Pat is talking about his all the badges, and even they were like, we know about all the badges.
100th time.
Yeah. So Mary was going to get ready, and then all the shenanigans happen when they're trying to get the backyard ready for the wedding. And of course they stumble on the landmine. It was a prototype, and everything blows up. And another plot, like a C plot, is there's one of these naughty books was left out, and
young lady Chatterley's lover or something,
something like that, and Fanny stumbles on it, and she just gets it in her head.
She gets horny,
for sure. And for Mike,
yes, there's a whole I got a lot of things I want to say about that.
Intertwined stories that
they did great.
Yeah, so it was great, because then it was Julian and Thomas. They they challenge each other to a duel.
And Thomas gets up on one foot like he's the Karate Kid. You know?
Oh my God, it was so funny. And then they were like, "All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors." Thomas goes, "I've got a gun. I've always got a gun. I'm always ready." He goes, "All right, fine then." It's Uzi. I sold a bunch of those to the Liberians. It was like, oh my God, they really dabbling into the British politics of getting involved all over the world.
It's funny when he said that for the Libyan conflict in 1983, that kind of hit home with me, because I was sitting off the coast of Libya.
Oh wow!
On an aircraft carrier in 1985, I think it was.
Oh my God!
We were the first carrier to cross over Gaddafi's imaginary line.
Oh.
And they came at us. I was in a carrier. They came at us, and we went to a real general quarters. This is not a drill kind of thing. Like, crap.
Oh, shoot.
And because they started shooting at us. Mm-hmm. And I was in an air squadron, and one of our planes, the bombardier, took a photo of their ship burning and going to sink. And that photo made the cover of Time magazine.
You guys shot it down already?
Yeah.
Wow, dude, you're like no joke, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't have like, they basically rowboats kind of thing, tugboats. They didn't have
Oh,
really a big army or navy. But yeah,
still,
that picture made the cover of Time magazine. That was pretty cool.
you should. Did you keep that?
I I didn't take the picture. I wasn't in the plane. I mean,
I
but
know, but like that's your conflict. I mean, I would have definitely.
yeah,
Complained.
yeah, you can look it up. I've got a couple things from that. I got a couple medals that got from Reagan, but you know,
You met Reagan.
no. They give when you do certain things that entitle you to some sort of medal, you get it and it's presented to you by your commanding officer, but it's from either the Secretary of the Navy or the president because he's the commander in chief.
I was gonna say, so you had a firing range of Reagan. You didn't take the shot. Sorry, I'm not a Reagan fan, but that's I don't know if you are because I was your commander in chief at the time, but
no.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Evil.
Yeah. Anyway,
Back to the show.
Yeah, but that's cool, man. You got a really cool life story there, and you got to hit the like button. That was an amazing story. You hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Make sure you share with your friends.
By subscribing, that shows that you are supporting the United States of America's armed forces by subscribing to our show.
Exactly. You're supporting a troop.
That's
there
right.
You go. All right. Thank you for your service. Yeah. So another little thing that they've got going on is Kitty, being the playful woman, played hide and seek with the statue, as if I got that right.
Yes.
And she would. Yeah, the statue always won.
Yeah, or her sister, she'd play with her sister, but the sister would just leave her. And then she got so hungry she had to eat part of her purse.
Oh, that was wild.
So that leads me to something I wrote down. Kitty, is she disabled? Or is she just simple? I mean, I'm trying to be respectful of how to say that.
Yeah, well,
she was an adult.
So, like, I know in apartheid, American segregation, Jim Crow, people of color were not allowed to be taught anything. And I'm assuming that that type of mentality comes from the slavers, which would be the British and the Portuguese, the colonizers. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's still that same mentality of, we have, an African, so we're not teaching them anything. So she might be a product of the time.
Yeah. Uneducated, but she still seems a little immature for her age. And maybe, I don't know if that would come from that as well.
We could.
I mean, everybody's different. So,
But
I just was observing that. I'm like,
is this because it's not like our Flower who's like burned out, but like she's sly. Like she'll get it and then she'll make you regret what you did. And then she'll do something silly like right after. So like, yes. They definitely based a little bit of Flower on Kitty because she was very silly, but they've been very horny, just like Kitty can be. But they gave her a slyness, Flower, that they didn't give Kitty.
Yes, because Flower's a little bit older,
right?
One point on that. Back to our show, because I wasn't with you when you were doing the other seasons.
I only started at season 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, in the episode where they are having Flower's wake in the second season.
Yeah, because there was one season where she was in the well the whole time.
That was the second season.
Yeah.
And they had a photo of her, and it was a mugshot.
Oh.
And it listed her height and weight and all that. And Sheila, who plays Flower, she went on the internet to specifically say that is not what she weighs. She weighs more than that. And that's not a healthy weight for someone of her. She wanted to make sure young girls didn't think,
that's awesome that she did that. Yeah. That's really commendable. So good on you, Sheila.
Very much so.
Yeah. Wow. Who knew?
Great cast. Great people.
Yeah, great cast, great people. So then of course the wedding planner only gives them 5 hours to clean up all that stuff, and Mike's going at it, getting it done. They pretty much got the ghosts pretty much all over the place. And ultimately, to settle the score, they get a game of volleyball with all the linen that's in the yard as the net, and they're using Humphreys. Yes, thank you. Humphrey's head as the volleyball. And then Thomas and Julian get like so annoyed with each other that Thomas just kicks Humphrey's head. And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I got overindulged." He goes, "Don't worry, I've had a blast." And he just
the view is quite nice up here.
Yeah, he goes back to the roof. So I'm wondering, like, how does he get back down now?
Because was he on the roof in a prior episode, or was it after this one? I can't remember.
It was a couple before, because it was when they had the party.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, because Robin threw his head. Very erotic. Robin throws his own head basically up to the roof.
It's funny.
Yeah.
We were talking. They went out to their garden. I find it funny how some of the words in Britain's English are different than ours, but they mean the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like they don't say backyard; they say your garden. And over here, our garden is usually vegetables and whatever, not the yard itself.
Right.
And then when the wedding planner was going down his list, he was saying, okay, this tick, where we would say check.
Yeah.
And they say tick. And it means the same thing, but
right.
I just find it interesting when I'm watching British shows on how they have just a slight difference in the word, but it means the exact same thing of how we say it in a different word, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Perfect sense. Yeah. That's a great observation. And
I make lots of them.
Yeah, you do. That's what makes the show so good. And that's why it deserves a like and to share and to ring the bell, I gotta give it some music on that. Ding, ding, ding.
And we get Fanny horned up.
Yeah. The scene where he gets the statue.
Oh, at the end. Yeah.
At the end, and like so, like the thing goes on. The episode goes on where the general, the captain jumps on the landmine because he knew there was an actual bomb, and she's freaking like, "Oh, I thought it was explosive, like a scandal." And he goes, "Well, yes, that too."
Yeah, kind of both.
Yeah, and it blows up, and there's this huge like hole in the backyard. And turns out there was a pipe there, and they get the statue, and the statue falls in the pipe, and the water goes, and the guy comes in the back, but because of the explosion, all the little rose petals are falling everywhere, and it looks beautiful, and they absolutely love it. So they win. So they finally get a win in the column for Mike and Allison.
Yeah.
But when the pipe explodes and the water comes up and douses Mike, Fanny pops up behind him, and she's like, "Oh."
You know what that symbolized?
Yeah.
Because she was getting all horned up when he's unzipping his coat,
right?
And then he's got the statue from behind, and he's kind of has his hands on the breasts of the statue. And Fanny's getting all hot and bothered.
Yeah. So
she was so good in that.
This episode really accentuated the entire cast.
Yes, it hit on all the different marks too, emotionally, sad, happy, funny, erotic, anything you think of. They were hitting all of the different emotions.
Yeah, this is I think one of the better episodes of the series.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And poor Mary. I mean, she's finally ready to talk about what happened to her. And then
the landmine blows up, and then it sets the fire, and she sees the fire, and she's like freaks out. Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of mean, but also clever when Julian was talking about the different movies, the Towering Inferno.
Oh yeah,
he had fire
just
to see what her reaction was.
Right.
But was he gauging it or just trying to be a little nasty?
I think he's just trying to be a little nasty.
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. This episode was not one of the top rated episodes, which I think is a disgrace because it is highly rated. This season, the lowest rating for the season is the first episode at 7.7. Everything else is 8. There's 7.7 and 7.8, and then everything else is 8 or above. And this one was an 8.1. So it's not low. It's very well received. It's very high. But
have you went and on IMDb looked at our Ghost USA's comments and ratings from people?
No.
I went through up to, I think through the third season at least, and read there's like one guy who's posting almost on every episode.
Wow.
And was being very I won't say derogatory, but he was not the biggest fan of the US version.
Mhm.
And I thought he was being overly picky myself, but
No.
it's like the whole Superman thing going on. People, the Snyder boys are
Oh, they're
upset with it,
heavy.
and they're just
Yeah.
nasty in some of the things. I'm like,
Yeah. And
that's a
then
whole other thing.
all uncalled for. They even teased Cavill coming back. Hey,
Mhm.
and I love the latest post. It's like, oh, by
Mhm.
the way, for all you Snyder bros, I think my friend Jay might have said this. For all you Snyder bros, remember that really the best movie that Snyder ever did? Yeah, that was written by James Gunn. So the Dawn of the
Yeah.
Dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So relax, guys.
And
Jesus.
yeah, I mean, I was a little apprehensive about it because I really liked Henry Cavill, and I
Mhm.
think he's an excellent actor, and I thought he did a good job. However, the movies failed him.
Yes.
They
Those
made
movies-
Superman something he wasn't.
right. Dark and brooding. That's Batman.
Yes, and yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Batman.
They should have had Snyder do Batman and then some like Gunn do Superman back then.
Yeah.
We would have probably enjoyed it. But
Right.
anyway, neither here nor there. That's not why you're here. You want to talk about Superman? That's on the 1 week later. That'll be on Friday.
Yes.
It'll be myself, Scott, who's played Billy actually, and David Arroyo from Joe Blow. So yeah, we got a lot of fun on the channel. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We're really pushing that home. I don't know if you noticed that, but we're really all about the like.
It is the good thing to do.
It is.
It will make us happy. And don't you want to spread joy to as many people as you can by making these two people happy?
Yeah, it's very simple.
It's very easy. Just click or tick.
Tick, yeah, depending on what you want to check.
And
all right. Go ahead.
One thing that I shared with Fanny is when she's sitting on the couch and Mike comes up with the food because they're going to watch the movie, and he starts eating, and Fanny's like, "Don't worry about it." Done.
Yeah.
I am the same way. I cannot stand to hear people eat.
Oh my God, me too.
Or I've got something called misophonia.
I have the same thing. It drives me absolutely mad. So like my little cousins that I'm their guardian, they will do it on purpose because they know it drives me crazy. And I'm like, guys, it is no joke. Close your mouth when you
Flight
chew.
or fight.
Yeah,
is activated.
Yeah, exactly. It drives me. And one of my closest friends growing up they're Jamaican, and Jamaicans love to chew with their mouths open. And I'm like, So anytime you want to go have dinner? Yeah, sure. We got to go to a loud restaurant. We have to go to a public place because I cannot hear because they'll.
Had it not been for my ear pods at work, I would have been in jail.
Oh, wow.
Because I mean, it gets to that point where I just want, and this is what I was reading about too. You just want it to stop, no matter how you do it. It just has to stop.
Yeah.
I could be in the middle of a theater watching a loud action movie, but someone 2 rows in front of me with the cellophane on their candy, that's all I hear.
Oh,
wow. Cellophane. And it's incidental noises gets me, and my worst triggers the eating though.
Yeah, the eating is what triggers me. But there's the sound of wet plastic. So like if you put flesh on wet plastic, it makes this very weird like noise.
Yeah.
Ugh. It makes me like want to vomit.
Yeah. It has that
terrible. So please don't do that to me when I'm around.
And a lot of doctors don't recognize that.
No, I'm probably have a disability.
I shared I had an office with a girl in one office or one company I worked at, and she was eating some Fritos loudly. I mean, crunchy, I get that, but there's ways to stifle it a little bit.
Yeah, eat them one at a time.
Yeah, and I had just
close your mouth.
Exactly, and I had it. At that point, I turned around and I told her, if you don't start eating more quietly, I'm going to take one of those Fritos and shove it down your effing throat.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh. After she's like, oh, okay. Never had a problem after that.
Wow.
I mean, it's that flight or fight trigger in our brains. Anyhow.
Yeah. Don't drive me nuts with that noise,
What was the other thing I wanted to say?
Oh, let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay. Let's wrap it up.
Well, they won. They got the booking. They're going to have the wedding in the next episode.
My food.
And they're going to have lots of food. And it ended up really cute. I thought it all like wrapped up well because when the statue fell, Kitty was behind it. and then Mary got involved in the hide and seek, and just kind of everything just went together.
Kitty cheated.
Yeah, Kitty did cheat. She did
Yeah.
cheat. Yeah. But my favorite was at the very end, and they're like, "Okay, Mary, you can do your witch trial." And she goes, "Oh,
I've had a bit of a setback.
yeah, I had a bit of a." And then they're like, "Well, yeah, we can understand. Everything was on fire."
What did you think of Robin becoming a conspiracy person?
Yes, because they left the YouTube on. That was the point I was making earlier, and it ran past the into random videos, and they were playing all the different conspiracies, from like gravity not being real to like the Earth's flat, and the moon landing's fake. Yeah,
because Robin is in the scheme of he's simple and he's uneducated based on being a caveman,
right.
So I kind of was equating that to some of the modern day people who are into conspiracies.
Oh yeah.
Does it go to a weak-minded person or someone that is uneducated? I mean, but there's educated people who are into conspiracies, but I was thinking more that maybe the weak-minded are more likely to believe those, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. The easiest susceptible, because I mean, if you think of the folks that became fans and followed the current administration, I think that's the best
Angry Mango.
Yeah. The my favorite was the orange shit given, but for those that followed him, it's that type of mentality. It's like, hey, I'm easily susceptible, so
like cult members, like Flower, you're easily
manipulated. So I think it leans on that. So
yes,
this was a great episode.
It was
definitely one of my favorites.
What was your favorite moment in the episode of everything? What would you think? One thing you can pick out?
I like the crescendo, everything coming together at the end. Like it was building, because you had Pat pulling everybody to like get them away from the garden, so Allison and Mike could clean up the garden. But like Mike's cleaning up the garden, and there's all these little like distractions and terrors that are coming because of the landmine that's there too. Because like I remembered him throwing the letter on top of the landmine and going, "Well, how come it didn't blow up?" But so it was activated these years ago, and Kitty going back in the garden, and then Thomas and Julian were fighting, and they ended up in the garden. Just like everybody ends up back at that spot, and like the place that Mike and Allison were trying to avoid having happening and had. And just everything just went crazy, but then it still worked out.
Yes.
So
on our show,
chaos.
Our show, when they like Thor cuts somebody's hand off, it hurts, until it grows back.
Right.
But wouldn't he have been in a lot of pain because everything would have exploded and then put back together?
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if their show does that though.
No, they don't. They haven't. I mean, when Kitty threw up, it like kind of came out, but then I think it went back into her stomach.
Yeah,
I think it was the poison, because I think she died by poison, right?
Yes.
Yeah, her sister killed her. Yeah.
What's like on our show with the Sasapi's new girlfriend from the 30s or the 20s, where she had that flask.
Yeah.
And goes in your stomach, but then it goes right back to it, kind of like Carol and the candy. You'd have to hold it.
She gave Alberta some of this. You got any real hooch in there? And she's like, "Oh yeah, honey," and then
that's a sweet burn Mama missed.
Yeah. So my God, so fun.
Yeah.
But that's gonna wrap it up for this week. We had a blast. There was what was your favorite moment of this episode?
I think it's when Fanny was getting super horned up when Mike was behind the statue, and he was like almost caressing the statue's chest.
Because he's trying to find a good way to grip the statue.
Yes. I just liked her reaction to that. You think it's similar to what we did with Hetty on our show, where she slowly had her sexual awakening?
Yeah.
Because she never had any kind of pleasure in sex. It was just for her husband's pleasure or to have children.
Right, procreation, yeah.
And maybe it was the same thing with Fanny, because Hetty was in the 1800s. When did Fanny live? Do you know?
That's a great question. What?
Because that would make a big difference in what I'm saying here. Because if it's the same era, then she would have felt the same way, where sex is not for the woman to enjoy, basically.
Edwardian era. So that's 18. She was born in 1854 and died in 1912.
Oh, so she is a lot
Around the
younger
same
than
time.
Hetty.
Yeah, she
Hetty
was
died in
like,
like 1875 or something like that.
yeah. Well, also Hetty took her own life early,
Yes, yes,
and Fanny was pushed out the window. So they both were murdered by their husbands.
yes.
So they had something in common there too.
How many of our ghosts were murdered?
That's a good question.
How many on the UK show?
Well, I know that Julian had a heart attack. Captain had a heart attack.
Right.
I'm not sure what happened. Robin got hit by lightning, so he was technically murdered by
God.
Yeah, Kitty was murdered.
By her sister, I think.
Thomas was murdered. He was shot by his friend because of his cousin. His cousin was in the background plotting. But now we found out that well, that's the next episode. But let's see who else. Julian's heart attack. Pat got
Mary,
killed as a kid.
Yeah, and Mary was burned.
Mary was burned alive. So quite a bit of them were murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else.
Rough.
I think
Rough.
yeah. It's just
And then
it's
Humphreys.
great,
Yeah, Humphreys was technically murdered because it's thank you, house. And he hit it and it went thump.
Yeah.
So,
how did he die?
He killed himself by mistake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because he was hiding he was gonna like make this brave stand and he was hiding in the chimney. And then the guards left that were going to kill him.
Oh,
yeah, okay. Yeah, and he was like, "All right, yeah, good old house." And he hit the thing, and the two swords went beheaded him.
Now I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then they took credit for it. Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week. Give me money if you would, please.
Hey, everyone, go out there, enjoy yourself, and have a hauntingly good weekend.
Yeah.